Roughly 2,000 hours is what it takes to green log elite clues, and I started this grind in my last video. As a collection log hunter, I am determined on making this goal happen, but having hopes and dreams won't be enough. I'm gonna need to be extremely efficient if I want this goal to come to life. So efficient to the point that I'm gonna justify being lazy about my intro cinematics so that way I can finish editing this video faster so I can play RuneScape. Oh yeah, I'm so efficient. I'm gonna have to train myself to have the mentality and willpower to do this. And in this video, I will be taking efficiency to the extreme. Or at least I'm gonna play a little too seriously like my life depends on it. It kinda does, oh my god, help me! So I'm here at Spindle, and there's something I want to test out at Venenatis specifically, which is the multi-combat variant of the boss. But right now I'm doing the singles version, just to get used to the boss mechanics and all of that, and see if there's anything that stands out. But if anything, Spindle has a pretty decent money and elite clue distribution rate. I think it's like 1.17 elites an hour, something like that. So since that's the case, I decided to drop Forecath to do Spindle for now. And it'll be nice to get some wilderness content out of the way, especially while I'm a nobody of interest on YouTube. Okay, I just realized that I was recording the wrong screen apparently, but on the last kill at 604 kills, I got the treasonous ring. So that is a new collection log slot, and the only thing I have left is the pet and void breaker gem. So I just found a team to do Venenatis with, so this is a good opportunity to see how it's like. Venenatis is pretty good money, but my main focus right now is figuring out how many kills per hour you can get with teams, because higher kills per hour means more elite clues, so I am going to be testing that out. Man, I gotta say, these Venenatis sessions are really nice. So we have 4 people in total, but it seems like the kills per hour is 102.9, and if you're wearing an imbued Ring of Wealth, that should be 2.18 elites an hour, which is actually pretty competitive, especially when you consider the fastest elite clue methods in the game. But because of how competitive the GP and elite clue rates are over here, the thing I was originally thinking about was using alt accounts on Venenatis. If I can maintain 102 kills per hour or just somewhere close to that, then I will be set in my opinion. I'm also killing 2 birds with 1 stone since I do need the GP for other grinds, so I'm gonna be trying that out after this session. Oh shit, Void Waker Gem, 216 kills, Venenatis. That is actually really good. Alright, cool. I should probably bank this. That is the end of my Venenatis session. Really good session overall. So within that session, within about 2 hours, I was able to get 209 kills, and I got 2 elite clues, which not as much as I would like to unfortunately, but I did get the Void Waker Gem, so I made 51 mil, so new collection log was obtained, and I'm content with it honestly. So all I have left is the pet and the fangs, and Venenatis will be green logged. So I've been doing Winter Todd on the alt account just to get 99 fire making, and I just got the full Pyromancer outfit in 186 rewards. The outfit doesn't really matter in this case. If anything that does matter is just getting to 2200 total level with this account. But if anything, that's just an update on my alt account's progression. So I've been doing Dolo Venenatis for a bit now, and it's pretty simple, but there's one mechanic that's been making this fight really difficult, and that's the web special attack. When you stand on top of the web she shoots out, you lose prayer, HP, and run energy at a pretty fast rate, which is not a desirable situation to be in, especially in the wilderness. So I need to figure out a solution to either prevent the special attack from occurring, or a way to not have my stats get drained so much. So one idea I had was bringing a 3rd account in hopes of having enough DPS before Venenatis used her web attack, but most of the time, it wasn't enough DPS. Another thing I was looking to fix was my APM, because my APM is way higher than necessary. Here's what I'm dealing with. Dealing with Venenatis' web attack, her fast respawn timer, picking up loot on 3 accounts, clicking on Venenatis when she respawns, maintaining everyone's health, prayer, and run energy, and dealing with PKers when they show up. So all of that is honestly a bit stressful, but I'm pretty determined on trying to make this work. I really feel like it might be worth it in the end, but it's pretty clear right now I have a lot I need to think about. So I just finished my session for the day, and it was a pretty good session. So I got 86 kills, and within that 86 kills, I got 8 elite clues, which is really good, especially considering the drop rate's 1 in 47 for me. But I made 5 mil in this account, which is my main account. And then for my other account, I made 3.63 mil. Then this other alt account, I got 4.53 mil. So that means in an hour, I made 12 to 13 mil. So that is really good and exactly what I was hoping for. But it is only day 1, so we'll see how the rest of the days turn out. Dude, my freaking alt is destroying that guy. He's just running around all scared. That's kind of funny. Dude, this guy's friend just left him for some reason. I don't know why, because my alt accounts are long gone, but I mean, I'll take it. But it kind of sucks because I might actually die here because I'm running out of resources. Oh man, that's so sad. My teleblock was almost gone too. I had like a 5.6 mil looting bag as well. Alright, GG, you deserved it. Ooh, I think I have an idea. Hold on, watch this. Do it, leave. Yep, okay, good. He left. Easy escape. Okay, back with another 1 hour test run. In total, I have 30 clues, and 2 of them I'm skipping, and I'm gonna start when it hits 12 minutes. So in 3 minutes, I'll be hitting the 1 hour mark, but all the clues I have left are the long steps, and I don't think I'll be able to complete another clue. Maybe I can, but I'll just conclude my session here. So when I first started my 1 hour session, I originally had 818 caskets in the bank, but I have 837, so that means I completed 19 clues within this 1 hour session. And keep in mind, I did have 3 minutes left until my run ended, but even so, 19 clues within that hour is still really good. And when you consider that if you did these long elite clue steps, you'll be able to complete 18 clues an hour, so being able to solve an additional 1 to 2, it's definitely a time saver in the long run. Alright, so I was taking a massive shit. I had some downtime, and I just came up with the greatest idea. So I decided that I'm going to use this spell, which is generally used in content with alt accounts, and that is the lunar spell, Stat Restore Pot Share. So with this spell, I'll be using it on the super energy, which should restore stamina for each of my accounts as long as they're nearby. I can also use it on the super restores to restore everyone's prayer, and the benefit of using this spell means less clicks overall, which is highly appreciated. So now I shouldn't have to really worry about Venenatis' web attack, so I think this will work out. I haven't actually tested it yet, but I can't really see how this will be bad. So for my main account, I decided to just put more brews, so I should have a higher likelihood of escaping PKers now. I also slightly changed the setup, so I have more defense bonuses now, more specifically with range and melee. And then for how much I'm risking with protect item, it's 575k, not including the Jover parchments, which are expensive for some reason, like a mil. I don't know why, but not too bad of a risk. And then also whatever is in my looting bag, I risk as well. So this new setup has been working extremely well. By countering one of the bigger obstacles, I was way more at ease despite the previous hassles I mentioned earlier. So I think this is the ideal setup right here. I've tried keeping it as simple as possible. I increased my odds of survival. I really don't think there's any way I can improve it. Now the last thing to talk about is, am I really profitable in the end? It's hard to have precise numbers since the amount of times I get PK'd or have to dip varies a lot, but if anything, I have some rough estimates. This estimate assumes my main account never dies, and this takes Blood Fury charges and Revenant Ether charges into consideration, and this also assumes I'm hitting non-stop for an hour straight. So, if no accounts die and I have between 72 to 80 kills per hour, that means I make 13 to 15.6 mil an hour from common loot alone. If both alt accounts die once within the hour, then I'm making 12 to 14.8 mil an hour. Beyond that is who knows, but in the end, it looks like I'll profit as long as my main account doesn't die. But like I said, these are rough estimates, I can't really give precise numbers, but that's still really good money in the end, that's for sure. Wow, I just got my second Forecath pet at 5,804 kills. I literally just got on 2 for the day, but anyways, nothing really new to report for Forecath. Still missing the same two things. So I'm on my alt account right now, and I was looking at my total level, which is at 2148 right now. So I'm making pretty good progress for the most part, but this is taking a long time. Like, I really want to grind it out and get it over with, so I decided to change things up again, and I'm now going to do the most expensive 99 since they're typically the fastest. So now I have to think about money making since, again, they're expensive, so I need to make sure I can recuperate some of those losses. So I'm about to hit 10,000 kills at Callisto. This is so exciting that I'm going to end the clip immediately. Alright, Fangs of Venenatus, so I think all I have left is the pet, and that should be all for Venenatus. Greetings from Tuna's new life. I'm here at my new home, known as Firewatches, so with the 2200 total level plan in effect for my alt account, I specifically want AFK moneymakers, and I mean true AFK moneymakers. And there's not much, apparently. I'm really limited, and the best I have is Firewatches. And I have 3 accounts that I'm gonna have AFK here, so it should help with the profit per hour. But if anything, my first priority is getting my alt accounts to have good enough gear, so I do want to prioritize that. I feel like the extra DPS will be worth it in the end, so I don't mind spending additional money for that first before I buy the buyable skills. But the bigger reason is that I actually believe the AFK money is that good to continue doing once I get the buyable skills out of the way. My thought process is that I'm trying to look at the bigger picture and take opportunity costs into consideration. So in short, I'm gonna grind out blood shards for a super long time so I can gain some GP. And I'll leave it at that before I talk about this forever. 1k Venenatus kills. We're making some pretty good progress. Right now I'm doing teams, and it is so much chill doing teams and not playing on 3 accounts at once. Alright, I got some more elite clues. I'm gonna do more test runs. I got about 20-ish, and I'll begin once it hits 5 minutes on the bottom. So I have a minute left, but all I have left is the long elite clue step, so I'm not gonna bother doing any of them. So before I started this test, I had 872 caskets, but right now I have 890. So with this test, I completed 18 clues. I really need to remember and show the amount of caskets I had at first because I keep forgetting. But yeah, 18 clues solved this time around. So I just realized right now, but I have 502 master caskets stacked, and today is February 3rd, 2025. The goal for master caskets is around 1500. I'm not entirely sure just yet, but regardless, we're at a pretty nice milestone right now. Today marks the end of the week for AFK money making at Firewatches for blood shards. Now, I didn't really bother being hardcore and keeping track of how many hours I spent at Firewatches specifically, but if I had to assume, I would say maybe 40 hours in total among 3 accounts. But regardless, within that 40 hours altogether, I obtained 15 blood shards and made 201 mil, which is really good. Actually, that's super good for AFKing. But if you want to take bonds into consideration, since obviously I have to buy 3 bonds for 3 accounts, bonds right now are about 13.5 mil, so subtract that, my profit should be 160 mil, which is still really good regardless for a week of AFKing. So this is really good, I'm happy with it. So I almost forgot to show the loot tracker, and also in case there's just that one person that's like, you bought those blood shards off the Grand Exchange. But here it is. So for Tuna, I got 4 blood shards and I killed 6,200 Firewatches that week. For my alt account PNM, I killed 5,547 Firewatches and obtained 7 blood shards. And the reason why I'm saying completely different numbers despite what you're seeing right now is because this account has been used for Firewatches before, but I still killed 5,000 within this week. And then for my 2 Na alt account, I got 5 blood shards and killed 5,723 Firewatches. So in the DPS calculator, I have some different setups, and pretty much the best upgrade right now is a Rancor. With the Amulet of Rancor, there's no max hit, but the kills increase by 2 seconds, which is definitely the better option. So I'm gonna buy a Rancor for both of my alt accounts. So I just bought 2 Amulet of Rancors for 185 mil, so there goes all my profit for the week. Technically, Torva Helm or Altar Ring would be the next upgrade, but this account doesn't have Desert Treasure 2 done, and Torva Helmet is really expensive. So the next upgrade is Ferocious Gloves for my 2 alt account. PNM already has Ferocious Gloves, but I just bought this for 9 mil. As for a Vernic Defender, I really don't think it's useful for this account in particular, even for later grinds, but my mind might change, we'll see. But the next upgrade right now is Torva Helmet. Today is Valentine's Day and love is in the air because I got banned for supposedly botting at Firewatches. So it's really cool. As you may or may not know, I use Chrome Remote Desktop when I'm at work to control my PC via my phone. So I don't know if their software detected something stupid, but regardless, one thing I did notice during my grind so far is that I've had 2 different people like report my alt accounts. I mean, I didn't have all my accounts in the same world, but regardless, I would see them every once in a while. They'd be like, Tuna's botting, PNM's botting, and they literally have no proof. But unfortunately, I don't either, so you can definitely take what I say with a grain of salt. I don't blame you if you accuse me of botting, like I can't prove it. But in the end, I got banned. Thankfully, it's temp bans, but I mean, it's pretty cringe, honestly. So anyways, let's take a look at the evidence. And this evidence pretty much states, it looks like some copy-pasted thing that they probably sent to a bunch of people. Pretty much saying, oh, we caught you macroing, and our software is totally correct. So I did send an appeal before I started this recording, but depending on Jagex's response, it will determine if I continue doing Firewatches or not, because the fact I got banned in the first place is really stupid, but if they deny it, then it's risky. Because I've never had trouble with Chrome Remote Desktop, so I don't know why it'll be an issue now unless it's always been an issue and I just finally got caught or something. Anyways, for my appeal, if anyone cares, I pretty much said I have 3 accounts and I AFK grinding for blood shards using Chrome Remote Desktop. The app's kind of shitty sometimes, because it really is. And then I explained that I've been using Chrome Remote Desktop for years, and I never had issues, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, fun stuff. I'll keep you guys updated on what happens. Alright, so 2 days have passed by, and 3 of my accounts have been unbanned finally. And I caught Jagex on the weekend since my appeal is still pending, but hopefully I get good news. Today also happens to be the end of my AFK Firewatch money making, so within those, what is it, I think 2-3 days of AFKing, I got 8 blood shards and made 110 mil, so that's still pretty good at least. Was it worth the ban? Not really. And the blood shards have sold for 109 mil. Looking at the loot tracker for this week, so for my main account Tuna, I got 3 blood shards this week. For PNM, I got 2 this week for PNM. And for Tuna, I got 3 blood shards for this week. So I'm on PNM, and I'm about to hit 99 fire making, so I'm just finishing off the last of it by burning logs. And 99 fire making. So that is another 99 out of the way, and the total level is at 2160. While we're at it, since I did Winter Todd for most of it, I have 664 rewards, so let's see if we get anything special. Because on my main account, I have not completed Winter Todd. I'm missing like the pet, and I think the tome. But yeah, let's go see what we get. Alright, that's all the rewards, nothing special, but I'm gonna exchange the Pyromancer outfits. Okay, last 14 crates, let's see what we get. Just gonna spam it. Wow, okay. I'm surprised, usually this alt account gets spooned on stupid shit. But that's all for Winter Todd, here's the log if anyone cares. Alright, now it's time to train another skill. Alright, here's the loot tracker. 7 million loot. Today is February 16th, and I've been doing a bit of thinking, so these days are going by really fast. So while it's still winter, it's cold in general for that matter, I'm going to take advantage of doing content that involves using many alt accounts. And the reason for this is because it's cold. If I have many alt accounts, that means my computer will get hot, which means my room will get hot, and then the house gets hot. Oh my god, I'm such a genius, or am I just an idiot? Either ways, the house will be warm. But that also means in the summer, if I have that many accounts, whoo, it's gonna be hot. So I don't want to play on many accounts. So the goal right now is to do Venenatis until green log. So now the next thing to talk about is DPS. On my Toon alt account, I can't wear Helm of Nedaznot or Mythical Cape. So right now, I have the requirements for Fremenic Isles, so I'm gonna complete that quest first. And Fremenic Isles is completed, so now I can use the Helm of Nedaznot. So for Mythical Cape, I'm not gonna do it because I need to complete Dragon Slayer 2, and I have a lot of skilling and quests to do, which is not really worth it, honestly. So I wanted to get the Unholy Book, which is extra DPS and also a cheap alternative to using a defender, but I need to complete this quest, Horrors of the Deep, first, so I'm gonna do that real quick. Okay, I skipped dialogue too fast, but Horrors of the Deep is completed. So now I can buy myself a book, and the setup for Toon is complete. Oh my god, who's that guy? That is the hottest guy I've ever seen. And my risk is 366k, since I'm not risking a Myth Cape and Barrel's Glove, so it is relatively cheap. Wow, my alt account just got the pet. And of course, it's PNM. It's always PNM with the pet drops. So I just looked, but PNM got the pet at 664 kills. So with this Venenatis grind, if there's one thing I've noticed and not a fan of is using blessings like the other random ones, because buying them on the Grand Exchange, the volume is actually kind of low, and I don't have the diary to get a Rada's blessing. But I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna get the Korend, Easy, and Medium diaries completed for both Toon and this Tuna alt account. I'm not sure if it's worth the time investment, but I'm still gonna do it anyways. Alright, on Toon, I finished Medium Korend diary, so now I have Rada's blessing. I also completed Medium Korend diary on Tuna alt account, but I was recording the wrong screen apparently, so that's why you haven't seen anything. So the next grind is Barrel's Gloves on the Toon alt account. I originally wasn't gonna do it because I had so much to do, but I decided to give in because that is quite a bit of DPS that I'm losing, and it will be useful for other grinds as well. And it has pretty good defense bonuses, so I decided why not. Dude, no way my freaking other alt account gets the pet as well. That is insane. It's not really insane, but it's interesting. And 416 kills, my Toon account gets the pet. Man, talk about lucky. Alright, it's been 4 days since I got banned, and I just got a message, and my appeal got denied. And it seemed like it got denied for literally no reason. Like, the message they sent just looked like some copy-pasted thing, and it looked like a real human was actually typing to me. So that's pretty cool. So, because that's the case, I'm not gonna AFK Vire watches at work. It's risky. So with that being the case, I need to figure out something else I can do to AFK. I don't even know if AFK is even a good idea. So because of this outcome, I was still pretty set on the idea that Chrome Remote Desktop isn't bannable, and decided to take the stupid risk of continuing to use it. So now the question was figuring out what I can do to gain AFK money. I tried doing a few different things. At first, I tried doing armored zombies, with the ticket items being the zombie helmet, which cost 446k, and the zombie axe being 1.7 mil. Unfortunately, it didn't work out because even with high defense bonuses, I was getting shredded faster than necessary, which was not viable if I want to AFK longer than 3 minutes. I also proceeded to do some quick math, and in 32 hours, I would make 14.5 mil, and since bonds cost 14 mil right now, the profit I make for the amount of attention I have to put in didn't seem worth it for me, so I scrapped that idea. I then tested out gargoyles, with the main focus being granite mauls, which cost 898k, and from granite mauls alone, in 2 weeks, I can gain 34 mil, and subtract the cost of a bond. In 2 weeks, I should profit roughly 20 mil. So I decided to have my PNM alt account grind here, and wearing tank gear makes things pretty AFK. For my main account, I grinded out Araxites for Arania boots, which cost 8.6 mil, and with the Serpentine helmet and Venator bow, it was really AFK and decently profitable. Including supply cost, I could profit roughly 32 mil in 2 weeks. For my Tuna alt account, I rationalized the idea that having multiple accounts at Firewatches was what got me banned, and I took the risky and stupid decision to have that account stay at Fires. But otherwise, this is the route I'm going for AFK for now. Oh boy, the grind to meet the requirements for this quest took way longer than I thought it would. But Recipe for Disaster is now complete, which means my Toon alt account can now use Barrel's gloves. That's going to be a big upgrade for the account, especially once I start doing more alt-heavy content. You really can't pass up the big offense and defense bonuses. Gonna buy a few of these, and now I can continue on other things. Within that same day, I did another 1 hour elite clue run and completed 16 clues that session, and I also managed to get 99 wood cutting on my alt account. But then, a few days later, I decided to tackle a semi-long grind that I've been meaning to do for the longest time. Alright, the day has finally come. I've been meaning to make a new alt account and I'm finally starting it. So this account will be useful for alting, I guess. I don't know. I named this account 6 PM as SAT because it's 6 PM and a Saturday night. Yeah, well, sure I'm turning up on a Saturday night, huh? So, the goal for this account is to get Dragon Slayer 2 completed, so I do have a long grind ahead of me, and with this account, I'll mainly be showing updates when something big happens, like right now, I just burnt those shrimps. Yeah, there's great content right here. So with this account, I'll be following a Dragon Slayer 2 speedrun guide, which utilizes a lot of multitasking and efficient strats. For example, one thing I'll be doing the most is 0-time magic training, which is done by walking and enchanting bolts just like this. So doing stuff like this will greatly speed up the process for meeting the Dragon Slayer 2 requirements, so I'm quite excited about this. It also makes me curious how long it takes to complete Dragon Slayer 2 as well, so I will be playing pretty efficiently this whole time. So I only completed 2 quests so far, but now comes the fun part, which is training prayer through the Chaos Altar. With my account being so low leveled, the chances of getting PK'd is extremely low, which is why I'm getting prayer out of the way ASAP. I do have my main account here to help me trade bones when I need to, which will help speed up the process quite a lot. I have some pretty decent defense and a lot of brews, and I do have sacks for Ice Barrage in case I need to use it. But yeah, let's get started. I probably shouldn't do this because it's 8 PM on a Saturday, so it is busy, but fuck it. Damn it. I was like 1 tick late from logging out. I also didn't expect to get PK'd in general. Alright, new rule. Log out every time you see a PK'er. Oh, what the fuck? Okay, this guy just like 1 tick hit me. Oh, at least I didn't have too much bones this time. Okay, so after about an hour of training prayer, I got to my goal, which is 709,696 prayer experience. It's very specific in the guide. I'm guessing I'm gonna get some prayer experience somewhere else later in the game. But yeah, hopefully that's the last time I ever go to the Chaos Altar, because even being a low leveled and all, it's kind of stressful. I thought I would share this because this is interesting, but I'm training construction on a PvP world because if I teleport to Lumbridge, I'll be right next to the bank chest, which means fast banking. But if you're gonna do this method, be smart, make sure your private is on friends or off, and don't leave the safe zones. Alright, a little update on the alt account. So right now, I'm about 10 hours of active gameplay, and within those 10 hours, I completed 33 quests, and I have some pretty good progress with the stats. It's just a bunch of random shit. But that's mainly it. But within 10 hours, I'd say this is pretty good progress. Alright, here's another milestone. I completed Dragon Slayer 1, and right before this quest, I actually completed Monkey Madness 1 as well. We are at 11.5 hours of gameplay. My AFK money making week is now over, and this is the week after getting banned from Firewatches. So within this week, for my main account, I got 6 Arania boots and 2 granite mauls. I got the 2 granite mauls when I was originally testing out gargoyles. For my PNM alt account, I got 23 granite mauls with 1 blood shard, because I did 1 random test at Firewatches and I managed to get a blood shard. For my 2 alt account, I got 2 blood shards. So I'm going to be trading all the loot to my main account and then sell all my profit. So all my loot has sold, so that means within that week, I made myself a nice profit of 121 mil. So that's still really good for what it is. It would have been better if I was able to do fire watches for all of them, but oh well. I'll take what I can. Oh my god, no!
I hate this quest. Why do I always have to do this quest?
I've done this quest like 6 times in my pathetic excuse of a life. I hate this stupid machine. I hate those stupid puzzle pieces. I hate that stupid no. Hey, no, why don't you use that puzzle pieces to fix your face? Oh my god, this quest is a bunch of diarrhea, vomit-inducing shit. I'm gonna go get a real job now. I'm so motivated because I hate this quest. Bark, 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 bark. Yeah, that's right, Sparky, my potty-trained dog. Yeah, he hates this quest too.
Hey Tuna, I hate this quest too.
Oh wow, President Barack Obama hates this quest too. Oh. Ooh. Oh god, my ult account just got a Void Waker gem. Alright, gotta pick that up real quick. Alright, take a look at the looting bag. A nice 49 mil. Okay. Okay, yeah, I was debating about staying, but I had to see how much I'll be losing if I kept the Void Breaker gem, and I'll be losing my mace, which I would prefer not to, so I'm glad I left. Wow, okay, so this is my Toon alt account, and yeah, he green logged Venenatus at 768 kills, so that's really spooned. So I just hit 2,000 kills on the main account, and making okay progress. I mean, even though the kills per hour is high, I'm not able to kill Venenatus as much as I would like to, since it's obviously in the wilderness. But a good milestone regardless so far. Damn, look how efficient I am. I'm trying to kill this one guy for a liar, but while I'm doing that, I'm training my magic at the same time. Oh, has efficiency gone too far? Oh yeah. Efficiency, magic, mining, smithing, all at the same time. Oh yeah. Oh my god, guys, look. I think I've officially gone crazy. I actually am 3-tick mining. Like, honestly, I've never been good with this 3-tick, 2-tick, whatever skilling methods. But I think after, like, however many years of playing this game, I finally understand how to do it. Finally. And I'm not a fan of it, honestly, but at least I'm learning. So with this Dragon Slayer 2 grind, all it really is just a bunch of questing and skilling, so we'll speed things up a bit. For a good while, I was chinning skeletal monkeys trying to get 80 range and 74 defense, which was really slow. And with chin champas, the attack style you use matters. In my case, since I was training both range and defense, I was using the long fuse style. But if you look at this table here, since all the monkeys are within 0 to 3 tiles of me, my accuracy was only 50% as opposed to 100, which made this grind take a few days. Despite that though, doing this was still more efficient in the end as I'm training 2 skills at once. After I reached my goal, I then proceeded to get a fire cape, and even with stats and gear like this, my skill level was way up there, so I was able to get my fire cape on my first try. Within that time, it was the end of week 2 for AFK money. My main account got 5 Arenio boots, PNM got 30 granite malls. Technically he got 31, but I was AFK for that, so that was lost. And Tuna got 8 blood shards. So I proceeded to sell all of the loot, and I got 176 mil that week. A pro tip for anyone doing this quest, if they need goat weed for this section, you can get through the trolls really easily by doing the red X method. So when you click on the crate that has the goat weed, that click will be a red X. And when you click on that, you open the combat achievements tab at the same time, and by doing this, you ignore all the trolls you run past, even if there's one literally in front of you. So in case anyone's struggling with this section, that's what you can do as an alternative. So I continued with the grind, which consisted of skilling, really fun skilling. I completed some big quests like Desert Treasure 1 and Recipe for Disaster. And then, I finished my main goal, which is completing Dragon Slayer 2. So now I could get Ferocious Gloves, which is the best in slot for melee if you want DPS, and that's also the main reason why I did Dragon Slayer 2 in the first place. But anyways, even though that's the case, I'm still not done with this account. I want to get at least base 90 stats for melee, and then for mage, I'm going to get 94 so I can use the lunar spells that I want to use. So there is quite a bit of work to do on this account still. And as for how long it took me to complete Dragon Slayer 2, it took me 4 days and 18 hours. So that's pretty good. That's pretty fast for what it is, considering how long it takes to get to Dragon Slayer 2. But from this point on, all this account is going to be doing for now is being stuck at Nightmare Zone for countless hours. So I learned about some master clue tech you can do, where you can skip the double agent or trio wizard fight. To make this occur, you have to do a clue where you kill a Brazilian mage. So you make him spawn the first time, and then kill him like normal. And then, once he dies, walk one tile away from the digging spot, or you can walk towards the digging spot if you're away from it, and he'll respawn. So if you do a clue, if you ever wonder why the NPC spawns again, it's because of that reason, because that can even happen on elite clues. I'm not sure about hard, it's been a while since I've done a hard clue. But yeah, anyways, so pretty much the goal here is to kill the Brazilian mage twice in the clue step. So now that he's dead, complete this clue step. Clue step 3 is complete, so if I check this, it's a new clue, check the steps, it says I completed 3, so I didn't complete 4 despite killing that Brazilian mage twice. So now what I want to do is pick up any trio wizard fight or double agent fight clue step. So I have this one, and this one's in the wilderness. But with the trio wizard or double agent fight skip, it's mainly useful to do if you have a step that's in the wilderness, which is the case for this clue that I have. So I'm just going to teleport there. Then I'm going to run to the destination, and then, so this is an emote step. When I equip the gear and do the emote, usually you would have to fight the double agent, but in this case, since I fought the Brazilian mage twice, you won't actually have to fight him at all. And another reason why it's useful to do skips like this in the wilderness is because since you most likely won't be wearing good gear in the wilderness, that means your DPS will be lower, and if your DPS is lower, obviously that means more time spent killing the double agents or trio wizards. So by doing the skip, you'll save some time. So to simplify the explanation, kill Brazilian mage, make him spawn a second time by digging at the right tick, kill him a second time, and by doing this, you won't have to fight the double agent or trio wizard when you do a clue step that involves them. And by doing this, you save some time in the long run. Alright, so watch this. I'm gonna do the emote, and usually I would have to find him, but nope. I completed the clue. So check the clue steps. 4 steps are completed now. So that's something you can do. It's very technical, but it is worth the time if you are able to do that. So now that my new alt, 6 PM, is practically done, it is now time for me to go hard on the elite clue grind. At least until it hits the warmer seasons. So, what I had in mind was doing 1+5 Sarachnis for elite clues, and I'm about to sell my loot tab so I could get my alt accounts the proper gear. So with 1+5, you can achieve up to 130 kills per hour, which should be 2.28 elites an hour. Oh yeah, I almost forgot, but I recently hit a milestone with my elite caskets. Right now, I'm at 1,003 caskets, so we're slowly getting to that 3,000 goal, almost halfway there. Just sold everything from my loot tab, and I got back 448 mil, so that should be enough to fund my alt accounts. Today is the end of week 3 AFK money making. For this week, my Tuna alt account ran out of membership, so it was only my main and PNM who were AFKing this week. For this week, I did fires on Tuna and got 3 shards. Then on PNM, he got 40 granite mauls. Technically it was 41, but I was AFK for one of them sadly, so I didn't get to collect it. So I sold all the granite mauls for 32.4 mil, and for the blood shards, I'm actually gonna keep since I'm gonna do Sarachnis, so there's no point in selling them. So 32 mil was made this week. Ooh boy, does it smell in my room or what? Who's this virgin right here? Oh wait, it's me! So unfortunately, I'm still training my 6 PM account, so for now, it's just gonna be 1+4 Sarachnis. So there's not much to this boss when using alt accounts. My main account has max melee, so he has a lower chance of getting sniped to kill, and then my alt accounts potion share super combats and restores among each other, and give my main account spec whenever they can. I then have an alt account that heals everyone when they need it and resupplies accounts when they run low on supplies. That's all there is to it, so I'm not going to get that in depth since it is a basic boss overall. In 1 hour, I was able to achieve 127 kills, which is really good considering I was trying to get used to everything and made some mistakes along the way. Then within the day, In 5 hours, I achieved 651 kills. Since Arachnus is already green logged, I'll only be doing monthly updates after this clip, but I just wanted to show how good Arachnus could be for clues when using alt accounts. But anyways, I got 13 elite clues within 5 hours, which is really nice. You know, I've always been curious if I would still get notified that I got a clue if I was far away, so I guess that answers my question. Now I need to get it before it despawns. Oh, thank goodness I got it on time. I was worried I would be too slow. This is the end of week 4 for AFK money making, and I got pretty lucky. Now, from this point on, I'm only gonna show updates once every month, since it's really repetitive showing it weekly. But for my main account, I got 9 boots, which is really spooned. There was even one day where I got 4 boots in a single day. I also did a tiny bit of fire watches on this account, and I got 1 blood shard as well. For P&M, I wasn't logged in most of the time, but I only got 10 mauls this week. Then for Tuna, I got 3 shards. So, in the end, I got 128 mil, but I will be keeping the blood shards however, since I am doing Arachnus now and utilizing blood furies for all the accounts, so in reality, my profit for this week is 71 mil. I have to admit, this grind got the better of me, and I will be giving up on doing Venenatis 1+3. It really is such a huge time waste trying to gear up multiple accounts and having PKers show up so often, so it's not worth the time investment. Because I wanted to avoid doing Shade so bad, my original plan was doing Venenatis until I reached my goal of 3,000 elite caskets while making bank, but again, it's not worth it. I would need like PKers to help protect me at this point, but that's not happening. And now that I'm doing 1+5 Arachnus, I'm better off just sticking to that. So from now on, I will be doing Spindle since all I have left is the pet, and doing Spindle is the most efficient way to get the pet anyways. A few days later, I AFK'd 6 PM's magic and obtained 94 magic, thus ending the magic grind. That same night, I went ahead and unlocked Piety, and now all I have left for this account is to reach 99 combat skills, and this account will be completely ready. Wow, I just got the pet finally after like, what is this? 15,263 kills. Alright, cool. I'm not that amused to be honest, but that's it. But yeah, finally got the pet, thus green logging Callisto at 15k kills and RDO at 255. Alright, sweet. 99 strength obtained. I am so strong, but not in real life though. So now that that's out of the way, just gotta get 99 attack, which should take a day or two, and right now I'm at 19 days and 11 hours of gameplay time. I can't wait to finally be done with training this account and not having to make another account ever again. Like seriously. Alright, Jagex has done it again. Was it smart for me to go back to Fire Watches? No, not really, but it just seemed odd to me that I got banned that first time around because I've used Chrome Remote Desktop for years with no problems. So after my accounts got unbanned that first time, I purposely made the 3 accounts go to different pieces of content because I assumed that along with Chrome Remote Desktop, maybe their software thought I had some bot farm, so it made sense to me to spread them out. So, after AFKing content for a month and a half straight, none of them got banned, not even the alt that continued to stay at Fire Watches. So because of that, I had P&M go back to Vires, and very shortly after, he got banned. And the ban reason is the exact same as last time, so it's pretty cringe honestly, but I submitted an appeal. This time I recorded video proof via my phone, Chrome Remote Desktop, and how janky it is. Oh yeah, I should mention that P&M was the only one banned. All my accounts are safe, thankfully. Alright, so it's only been about 12 hours later, so no update on the ban appeal yet. But all 3 of these views are from me, so if Jagex denies this without the view count increasing, then it just goes to show that they don't give a shit, and or it's some automated system checking these appeals out and nothing else. So I really hope a human checks it out, and also checks the video, so I shall see. So I'll try to wrap things up. So in the end, my appeal got denied, and they sent the exact same copy-pasted message like the first time I got banned. And I understand that Jagex probably gets a billion bot reports a day, and if they had to meet a quota, But I really don't think it's fair if players are given the option to appeal a ban just to get denied and received a copy-pasted message that doesn't answer anything, especially when a ban is false. And I get it, people lie, and who knows, maybe I'm lying too. I'm just some dude on the internet, and there's no way I'm gonna record hundreds of hours of AFK content in case situations like this happens. But look at my video, the view count says 1 now, so I'm assuming YouTube realized the 3 views were from me, so they corrected it. But even if I were to go to the analytics, it still says 3 views, and again, all 3 were from me, so it just goes to show that they didn't even bother checking the video. And yeah, don't get me started, don't click on links you don't trust, I get it, whatever. Maybe they were thinking that way too. And now that you guys see the link, I'll link it in the description if you guys want to actually see the video. It's nothing spectacular, it's just me talking about how janky this app is. So because of that, the view count will go up. I didn't make the temp bans into a big deal and just accepted it, but seeing something like this, I feel I have to say something. Even if Chrome Remote Desktop was illegal this whole time, then fine, I can accept it. I can accept that I'm at fault. But look, in my appeal, I even asked if Chrome Remote Desktop was illegal, and they didn't even answer that out of anything. I feel like that's the one thing that should have been answered out of anything. Anyways, it's very desperate, and I shouldn't even have to ask here in the first place. But if someone can somehow contact Jagex to look into my bans, or contact me, I would greatly appreciate it, like seriously. Also, I know that customer service at Jagex is pretty much non-existent. I've seen the memes, I know. This is not the first time I'm hearing about this, and I did expect this outcome. Anyways, I know what you're thinking. Oh my god, I love drama! I love people complaining about their stupid problems. Man, get a life, dude. This is great content, right, by the way. Yeah, such a loser. Yeah, no problem. I aim to serve for the people.